welcome to another edition of Women in Politics and Leadership with Olawumi Heavens. I am Olawumi Heavens. Today I have an amazing guest, of course a leader, as you know, on the show. But before I get to talk to her, even though I'm super excited, you get to meet our guest. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. So you have met Honorable Zainab Kazim. I would like to say welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Now, I have so many questions for you, but I'm going to ask this first of all. Yes, we've read a bit about you, but when it comes to leadership within the NGO sphere, how did that happen for you?
I like to say it started as a thing of passion. I started doing charity and giving far back as I can remember, and it's something that I watched my parents do. And so along the line growing up, I realized that I had to make it some form official. And I had a lot of people saying, oh, they'll like to join what I'm doing. They'll like to be a part of what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, let's register it. So it's something that came to me or comes to me naturally. It's something that I watched my parents do. And even in secondary school, it's something I used to do as a student in school. I used to keep my money to give to people who do not need, who do not have. I would take food stuff from my mother's kitchen and go and share it to like people on the street. Like I literally used to steal in quotes because, not because they wouldn't let me give, but I'm just like, no, they've done their own giving. I want to do my own giving. I have that person at the beginning of the street who has 4 children, who has no food to eat. And even though my father and mother have done their own giving, I would still take food stuff. I remember taking rice and Maggie from my mother's kitchen and going to distribute it. So yes, it was something that I started like at a very early age, and over the years it just comes to me naturally. It just comes to me to want to help people. And yeah, I'd like to add that we've done this thing with no support over the years. It's a passion project. It's something that I've done, and I have an amazing team of people who share the same ideas as I do, and then we come together from time to time to do all of our charity work. Yeah, basically.
I think I would say the best of them actually do that, because I did that myself. My mom said, you know what, tell me, and I'll give it to them. But a lot of times when you meet people who are leaders, they tend to feel like, no, I'm just, one of those people. And I've noticed that about you. You're a very humble person. But how does it feel to be, because I believe that you're one of the, if not 1%, when it comes to NGOs in Nigeria, apart from the fact that you crossed over to politics of recent, which we'll talk about later on. But how does it make you feel to be in that 1% when it comes to people really making a difference?
We think that you can do something. We've seen you do this. I think you should take it to the next level. And that was how politics started for me. I fought it. I disagreed. And then I told them to give me up until, I think the forms had closed. And I told them, okay, give me up until Friday. I need to have a conversation with God. And I need to have like I need to hear directly. I need to get the conviction that I should proceed with this. And by Friday, when I told all of them that, okay, let's do this, they were really excited. So that was how we started. And, it's like I said, it's always been people who have believed in me. It's not something I got up to want to do. No, it's people who have said, Zainab, we've seen you do this on your own without support. And we think that at this level, you will do more. You'll be able to help the people more. And that was how I started politics. Like, that was how I decided to go into politics full time. Yeah, that's my backstory. Okay. To the whole thing.
Now, I noticed that there are lots of people, especially in this era where we're, championing the cause for women in leadership, women in politics, but a lot of women still sit back, they're on the back burner, thinking that, okay, maybe it's not my place. What would you say about that?
I used to think that way too, but now I think it's child's play. And I think that for as many women who believe that they can be the change they want to see, I think it's child's play. A lot of us look at this thing from the outside. We look at it from a distance and assume that it's a big deal and it's too hard and I can't do it. No, it's, to be honest, maybe for me, it seemed like a very easy journey. Like everything, and not because I didn't even leverage on any relationships. I didn't ride on anything. We went on our own and we did it. We didn't have any backing. We didn't have any push. We just had a few people who believed in me, going to do these things. So as a woman, if you believe that you can do it, just get up and go. The worst thing that will happen is that you will fail. But you will know that you have tried and you have learned. So for me, what I've done is I learn from my mistakes. I learn by actually doing. So if I do not have the knowledge, if I do not know how to do, by the time I'm like, okay, let's start. Let's proceed with it. In the process of doing, we learn. So that later, next time, when we want to do again, we've been able to know how to go about it. We've dotted our I's and we've crossed our T's. So yes, women shouldn't believe that they have to be relegated or they cannot do it. It's not too big. I used to think it was too big. I used to think I couldn't do it until I actually did do it. And so for as many women who believe that they can be the change, I'll say they should just go for it. Whatever it is, they should go for it and start something.
What is fortunate is that even though you're just crossing over into politics, you've been around there. And sometimes I tell people that there's a need to understudy people sometimes. But sometimes it looks like, okay, I have this, I know what it takes. But a lot of times you find yourself around what you're supposed to become and you learn. But what would you say to someone who is just fresh out? Who, for instance, maybe they've done well at other, angles, like maybe your NGOs, INGOs, which are developmental projects, which I think is a stepping stone into politics. What would you say to them in terms of getting information, studying to ensure that they know that terrain?
Politics is local. And like I always tell people, you no matter where you've gotten to, no matter the level you've attained, you have to understand local grassroots politics. Now, you cannot say you want to represent the people, and the people start from the grassroots. You cannot say you want to represent the people and not understand politics at the grassroots level. So the first thing will be to align with the political party at the grassroots level. Now, in the world, you are identified by where you're from. You're identified by your local government, by your states, by your village, by your town, whatever it is. So as a woman or as a person who wants to go into politics, your starting point should be the grassroots. So go to understand the roots, prefer solutions at the grassroots level. A lot of times we do charity work. Now, if you go to the grassroots level and you do politics at that level, you will understand the needs of the people at that level. So when you're having a political conversation, you can say that these are the issues you want to address. You've been to XYZ places, you've spent time with so people, you've worked with these people, you've done work with these people, and now you want to represent these people. But you cannot just wake up and say, oh, I have what it takes and I'm just going to represent the people. No, you have to go to the grassroots level. You have to mix with the people at the grassroots level. Your ward leaders, your ward women leader, the real local politicians. You have to align with them and understand there are some lessons that you will learn at the grassroots level that you may not learn at the top. Like for me, people will say, oh, you were with the presidency for close to 7 years and so it's easy for you. No, it's not easy for me because I still had to go to the grassroots level. Most of my charity work is in the villages, in the local areas. I'm trying to understand them. What are their needs? What do they want? What do I do to make their lives better? How do I represent them better? What are they lacking? So politics is local. You cannot skip that step when going into politics. You have to understand that you have to start from the grassroots level. Yeah.
Wow, that's
you
amazing.
have to start from the grassroots level.
Grassroots level.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a break, but
okay.
I still have a lot to say to you. Definitely the program still continues after the break. Don't go anywhere.